Guys, we're going to do 1, 3, 1, 4, and 1, 5, which is real numbers. We're getting into positives and negatives, so it's just math. Don't stress over it. Okay, now these we need to try not to use our calculator on. We need to kind of get some good understanding here. So 1, 3 is just a lot of meaning, but it's going to be very important. So let's get started with 1, 3. So we have real numbers and absolute value. Real numbers are basically all the numbers that you have ever met in your life, possibly. And this is the fractions, the decimals, the radicals, the whole numbers, and their opposites, also known as the negatives. So when it comes to real numbers, we're looking at like -4, 3 over 2, 1.767348. We're looking at pi. That's a real number. The square root of 2 is a real number. And negative square root of 2 and negative 3 over 6. Okay, these are all real numbers, all fractions, decimals, radicals, whole numbers, and their opposites. Okay, every number you can come up with. 1.25. These are all real numbers. Okay, now the absolute value of a number, the distance from a number is from 0. Absolute value is a distance. It is not a number, it is a distance, and so it can't be negative. Distances can't be negative. Ferris Bueller, proved that. So the notation, we have these double bars. That's the double bars, and that means the absolute value. And so you've got the absolute value of -3 is 3, and also the absolute value of +3 is 3, because on a number line, we'll look at some more number lines, +3 is 3 steps away from 0. See, 3 humps. Oops, I kind of missed there. And -3 is also 3 steps away from 0. That's what the absolute value is the distance away from 0. It can't be negative. Okay, negative numbers. In context, which means in meaning, in the real world, in real math, because that's what's important is real math. In real math, negative numbers represent a decrease or a drop or a loss or a debt. Okay, these are all real concepts that mathematically are interpreted as negative numbers. Okay, negative also means opposite. It also means opposite. And so, like we talked about, real numbers are all of these numbers and their opposites. Okay, so the opposite of 4 is -4, and then the opposite of -4 is +4. And so when we do this symbolically, it looks like this. This is the opposite of -4. And sometimes we refer to this as a double negative. So the opposite of -4 is 4. And so this is why we get that concept of a double negative, or two negatives make a positive. It's because the opposite of a negative is positive. So keep that in mind. Okay, number lines. All number lines live on a number line. Excuse me, all real numbers live on the number line. This places them in order from least to greatest. Number lines, -10, -8, -6, -5, -4, -2. That just goes like that, all there. Those are all negatives. And then, oopsie, we keep going. 0, 2, 4, 6. The left is always the small numbers, smaller and smaller as we go this way, and larger as we go this way. All decimals are on there, all numbers are on there, they're in between. All numbers live on the number line. All negatives are smaller than all positives, but -10 is smaller, less than -2, because it's more small. It's smaller, it's more negative, it's less than -2. And if you think in terms of money, this would be a debt or something that you owe. Owing 10 is worse than owing to. So worse, bigger is better. So this is better. Okay. The arrows on the number lines are infinities. Numbers never end because you can always have one more. This is positive infinity. That's here on the number line. Negative infinity is down here on the number line. Okay, and then we have our inequality symbols. Less than or equal, greater than or equal. I already did one. Negative 10 is less than negative 2. And again, we've got this word picture. You put ESS inside of it. Oop, that doesn't work. That's not the less than. That's the less than symbol. That must have been the greater than. Okay, put the ESS in it. Negative 10 is less than negative 2. 7 is greater than 5. Less than. And this is greater than. And then if I put an equal in here, it's less than or equal. Okay, and we understand this less than or equal to concept. It comes into play like on your 21st birthday at 12:01. It's not just less than 21. It's less than 21, and then as soon as you hit 21, then you're equal to 21, right? So you can buy alcohol if you are 21 or greater. So that's not a very good example, but there we go. Okay, so that's kind of short and sweet. This is the big stuff, combining the positives and negative numbers. So I'm going to stop here and let you copy this down and let you think about this. Get your calculator if you need to, and we'll come back on video number 2.